Hey everybody, welcome back to the One More Quilt Along. It is our last and final episode. We're going to be putting on the borders. We also got the alligator we've got to put together, and then we got binding left, and that's it. So let me jump right to it. I have got all the blocks sewn together. They've got the sashing in between them. They've been pretty much quilted as far as the applique pieces go. So there's batting on the back. I have got all of my border strips cut. And so I'm going to have 8 of these inner and outer strips cut. I've got the 4 middle borders cut. And where I did not have enough length out of the fabric, I have pieced them together on a diagonal to make up that length. I've also got my alligator. He's loosely fused together. He's ready to go on the border when I get those sewn. And last, I've got these batting strips cut. Now I was using some scrap batting that I had around, so I'm going to have to kind of puzzle these together a little bit, but it'll be all right. So basically I have these batting strips cut to the width of all the sewn borders together. So I'm going to start with the inner border. I'm going to sew all 4 of those. Then I'll sew the middle border, that's the yellow one, all around those. And then finally I'll sew the outer border all around those. I'll sew those without any batting on there. So I'm going to sew them directly to this sandwich here, and they'll have no batting behind them at this moment. All right, we got those borders sewn on. And we're ready to start laying down the batting behind the border. So we're going to flip this over, grab our border strips, just starting at one end. You'll lay these down. You lay these down and just butt up the seams, or the edges, with the edges of the batting that's behind the blocks. And then when you come to the corners, you'll do the same. You'll want to make sure this butts up against that one. Make sure you have a nice right angle on the edge of that. So now I can lay my backing fabric over top. I'm going to press all this down, get it nice and even, but I'm going to baste it from the other side. So I'm going to flip this over. Once I've got everything kind of ironed down and flat as far as the backing fabric goes, and I'm making sure that my basting strips, or my batting strips, are staying in place. Carefully flip this over. Pressing from the middle and work my way out. So I'm going to start basting this down, and I'm going to focus on the seams in between the sashing and the blocks. Okay, I'm almost done basting. Last part I have to do is Mr. Alligator over here. In a little bit. There we go. Alright, I'm ready to start quilting. I'm going to start in the middle and quilt outwards in the ditch of each of these sashing strips. Once I've got all the inner sashing strips quilted, I will then start on my borders. And again, I'll work on the inside seams first and work my way outwards until I get to the end. And just go around the edge of each of those applique pieces to kind of finalize him. And then I'll do some free motion decorative stitching on the yellow part of the border. Alright, I'm going to take out my basting pins and I'm going to go ahead and trim up the edges. Now that everything's nice and quilted down, I'm going to go ahead and even up my edges, trim off the excess batting and backing fabric, and I'll be ready for the binding. So I hope you've enjoyed this process. I love this quilt. I think it came out great, and I hope yours did too. So I'm going to finish up, put the binding on here, and I'll be good to go. When I'm done, I'll go ahead and post it in the Facebook group. I hope you guys do too, and I hope you enjoyed this whole quilt along. Can't wait to see what we've got in store next, and be talking to you soon. Thanks.